Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorite books slash recommendations. I got a good mix. I got a couple of fantasy, romance, and mystery. So why not just get right into it with our first book? Alright, so the first book we got is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. It is a young adult fantasy. It is also a part of a trilogy. These are the other books. The Wicked King, that's the second. And then The Queen of Nothing is the third. It also has a spin-off series. I haven't read that yet. I've only read this. But yeah, it's one of my favorite books I've ever read. This book encapsulates you into the world of Elfhame, which has fairies, elves, mermaids, and more. It has a very strong FMC, which if you didn't know, that stands for female main character. Her name is Jude. She also has a twin sister, and her sister were kidnapped when they were just 7 years old and taken to the world of Elfhame. And she basically is just trying to survive in a world where humans are kind of despised. So, yeah, she's just trying her best to get along with all of the other beings that she shares the world with. It also had a subplot of romance, which I absolutely loved. If you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just also loved reading this book. When I wasn't reading it, I was still thinking about it, and to me, that's how I know when a book is like that good. I'm like, ooh, I want to be back into that world. So yeah, that was The Cruel Prince. Now on to book number two. If you notice a difference in the lighting, it's because my light died, so just bear with me. But book number two is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan Nallen. Sorry. But it is a young adult fiction about this girl named Autumn and her neighbor Finn. And if you don't like sad books, I do not recommend this book because it literally made me cry myself to sleep. I was actually sobbing like when I read this book. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this to you if you don't like that, but I like a story that kind of hits my heart a little. So, yeah, that's why I really like this book. It's kind of just about this high school girl who grew up next to this boy, Finn, and just their story. And I honestly don't want to say more than that without spoiling it, but just if he had been with me, that's all you need to know. All right? So, yeah. Now on to book number three. So, for this book, we got The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. It is a mystery, and it is about this housemaid who cleans this house for this rich family, and she kind of just discovers their secrets as she cleans their house. I can read the back for you guys because I feel like I'm not doing a good enough description of this book. So, yeah, if you don't want to listen to this, just skip to the next book. But it says, Welcome to the family, Nina Winchester says. As I shake her elegant, manicured hand, I smile politely, gazing around the marble hallway. Working here is my last chance to start fresh. I can pretend to be whoever I like, but I'll soon learn that the Winchester secrets are far more dangerous than my own. Every day I clean the Winchesters' beautiful house top to bottom. I pick up their daughter from school and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband Andrew seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, just to see what it's like, but she soon finds out, and by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself the Winchesters don't know who I really am, they don't know what I'm capable of. It's not too long either. I read this in one sitting, basically, maybe just to get up and eat. But yeah, so it's very fast paced. You just want to know what happens at the end, and yeah, this is one of my recommendations. Now on to book number four. All right, so with me, I have a series. Now, I've only read the first three books, these top three up. My favorite one so far is Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is a romance book, and each book is based off a different couple. This couple honestly just had my heart. Like, I absolutely love them. It's honestly one of my favorite romance books ever. The author, Elsie Silver, does a very good job at making me fall in love with the characters. It is a single dad, grumpy sunshine trope. He is grumpy and she is sunshine. That's a tongue twister. I don't know why. But yeah, one of my favorites. Now into book number 5. I don't have this book with me, unfortunately, because I read it on my Kindle, but it is The Serpent and the Wings of Nights, and it's just honestly one of my favorite books I've ever read. I give it a 5 stars. It is a slow burn romantasy, and it's kind of just a fantasy version of the Hunger Games a little. Like, there's trials and tribulations that they have to go through, and she is also a human in like a fantasy world, basically. Or at least that's what we know of from the beginning. I don't know, I'm not saying anything, but um I don't know, do I like something about humans being in like fantasy worlds? Because I think something's starting to add up here. But yeah, this book just had me wanted to read it at all times of the day. I would bring it everywhere that I would go. And there is a second book, and I did read it. I like it as much as the first one? No, but it definitely is still like a 4.5 stars. Now to book number 6. Or should I say books? Oh no. Or should I say books? This is a Shadow Me series. I don't have the first 2 books because I'm letting my friend borrow them right now. Um, but yeah, this is a dystopian novel who follows a girl named Juliet, and her touch has the ability to kill others. So yeah, and it follows her story along with her friends, and that's why there's so many books. But yeah, I'm sure maybe you guys have heard of this book or series, but it's honestly the best. I finished it in less than a week, and it has a lot of books in it, as you could tell, plus 2 books that I showed you. But yeah, I I'm obsessed with the story. It's like engraved in my memory. I love the 2 main characters. And yeah. So those are all the books I have. But before you go, I have the question of the day. And the question of the day is, so the question is, what are some of your guys' favorite books / recommendations? Now, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. If you didn't know, me and my boyfriend made a bet with each other that if we hit 150 subscribers by December, then he will buy me a camera for my channel. So help me make that happen by subscribing, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.